I am here bright and early, ready to take on the Norfolk Harbor Half Marathon. Last night I looked at the course on a map, mapped out how my tangent strategy, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, there are a lot of turns and twists in this race. I was not expecting that. It's going to be a challenge this morning.
1, 2.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where's the PR bell? Because my one, that race I did, where they cut it off to 12.6 doesn't count. So this is my fastest half marathon ever.
Perfect.
The actual distance.
Great. You were looking strong out there.
Thank you.
When I saw the 152 pacer pass, I looked for you. I saw you were close enough. I said definitely sub 2. At mile 12, I knew you were going to sub 2. So congratulations on that.
I have to say, that is a really hard course, and I think it's the hardest course I've ever run.
It has a couple of hills that sneak up on you.
I was like, wow, okay, and it really took it out of me. And it was like one point where I was going up the hill, and I remember I was told that you should take it easy up the hills, and my pace dropped to like 9:30. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
And it was so hard to get back. Those who watch the channel may know that I was going for a sub-2 half marathon, and I was hopeful that it was going to happen until 6 days before the race. It was on a 10-mile training run. I started to feel a dull ache in the upper part of the inside of my left knee. It intensified after the run, but then fortunately dissipated. Still, I went out and I bought some KT tape and I placed it on that area. So to boost my confidence to go hard in the half marathon. The good news is that after the race, I felt no pain in my knee. I didn't want to start out at the front of Corral 1, but I did so out of necessity because this race used gun time instead of chip time to determine overall winners. So if I wanted to have any kind of shot at winning an overall award in the Masters category, I had to start at the front of Corral 1. I knew I was going to pay for it because no way was I planning on running below the 8-minute per mile pace. Sure enough, after the horn blared for the race start, I looked down at my watch and I was running in the 7s. And my fastest mile would be my first mile at 8 minutes 25 seconds. You know, I had practiced negative splitting, which is the art of finishing a run faster in the last half than the first. However, with this half marathon, I finished, the last part of my race was the slowest. My official splits were 8:39 for the 5K, 8:44 for the 10K, and then an overall average pace of 8:53. And that was over, however, 13.3 miles because I did not run the tangents well, so I added 0.2 of a mile to this, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in my interview with Rookie Runners Pod at the end of this video, so stay for that. Though the last part of the race was the slowest, I will take as a win the fact that in the last 3/10 or so of a mile, I sprinted to the finish at a pace of 8 minutes 16 seconds. So my training did help me some in this effort. The temps were supposedly at 48 degrees at race start, but it was for sure warmer than that. In fact, I felt hot as the race continued, and it did, in fact, get hot. 69 degrees to be exact, according to the official race summary. That's hot for racing. We runners battled cobblestones, a few steep inclines, and countless twists and turns. I managed to finish 7th out of 60 women in my age group, 118th out of 844 women overall, and 460th out of 1,728 runners total. At the end of the day, this was a challenging course. I believe I would have posted a faster time on a flatter course with fewer twists and turns, all other things being equal. But hey, to have achieved a sub-2 on this course, I'm elated.
Again, congratulations. Job well done. How do you feel?
I feel good. That course was the most challenging that I've ever run. I mean, in terms of half marathons, over the years, most of those were run in Chicago. I ran one in Norfolk before, but it's been so long that I can't say if it was a challenging course. I don't remember it. So I would just say that this is, in fact, the most challenging course. There were hills, inclines. I wasn't expecting it. And, so considering that, I tried to run the tangents right, but, when you're in packs of people, it wasn't that bad, but sometimes it's just difficult to be able to do it, execute the moves. Mm-hmm. So I wound up running 13.3 miles according to my Garmin, and not the 13.1. So I probably added a couple minutes to my time because of that. I came in at, was it 1:56:07?
Yeah.
So it would probably would have been a 1:54 or so, which is about, the pace that I had 3 years ago at that race, a race I did where they shorted the course by half a mile, and it was 12.6. So that race doesn't count as for PR purposes. And so, long story short, I PR'd today with the 1:56:07, and I'm really happy. It was a great experience, but I have to say that it was hard, and I'm going to admit it, there were a few times where I thought, man, I would like to stop and just walk. But I had a goal, so I kept running.
It's a tough course because I did it last year. I've done it 6 years in a row, actually, and it's not necessarily an easy course. It requires focus.
I looked at the course map. I studied it last night. But the map that I had didn't indicate that these were inclines or how steep some of the inclines were.
Again, congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Job well done. And until the next one, the best is yet to come.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, the next one. Will there be a next one after this? I hope not.
Yes.
One with hills. I don't. So anyway, half marathon 10 for me. Half marathon 10. Fastest marathon, half marathon I've ever run. I'm excited about that. To get older and to get faster is...
it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.